Keeping the practice's handpiece inventory in good working order is essential to ensuring that the office can run smoothly. Along with having the appropriate quantity of handpieces for your patient flow, it's critical to always complete every handpiece maintenance step after each use. But consistently cleaning, lubricating, and purging each handpiece by hand isn't realistic. It's so easy to shorten or skip steps if you're running behind, and it's almost impossible to get everyone on the same page with a standardized process. The QUATTROcare from KaVo completes the entire maintenance process automatically with a single push of a button for up to 4 handpieces at a time. The inside of the handpiece gets cleaned and lubricated, and then all the debris and excess oil gets blown out by compressed air. The QUATTROcare even has a chuck service feature, so you can take your handpiece care to the next level. With the QUATTROcare, it's easy to extend the service life of your handpieces and eliminate failures due to insufficient maintenance. You want to learn more? It's real easy. Go to www.kavo.com and search for QUATTROcare Plus. We'll have the link in the show notes, so make sure you check it out. And now, on to our podcast sponsored by KaVo. Hey everyone, it is Kevin Henry, the founder of Dental Assistant Nation, and so glad that you've joined us for another podcast. I'm really excited today because we're going to be talking about something that's really important in the practice, dental assistants. We know how much that you all are in charge of the handpiece maintenance, as well as sometimes the repair as well. And we've got some answers to some of the things that have been plaguing you in the dental practice. And I'm thrilled to introduce you to a good friend of mine, somebody I've known in the industry for quite some time, and that is Mike Etheridge. And Mike is, let me make sure I get the title right here, my friend. I got to make sure, Mike is the Senior Manager for Marketing and Channel with KaVo North America. Mike, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Kevin. Glad to be here.
It's always good to see you, and I'm really excited today because I think that we have so many dental assistants that are coming into the industry that just don't know what to do with the handpieces and maybe how to do it the right way. And so I'm really glad we're going to talk about maintenance first. It's a really good thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll start off with a kind of a fact here. So a jet airplane engine runs at 16,000 RPMs. Seems like that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
But a high-speed handpiece runs 200,000 to 400,000 RPMs. And a lot of the tolerances inside those handpieces are the size of a human hair. So dirt, debris, rust, anything like that can really mess up the performance of a handpiece. And that's why we want to take care of them. We want to clean them, lubricate them, make sure they're maintained properly so they work well in the office.
What's maybe one of the biggest questions that you get about the handpiece maintenance and maybe how QUATTROcare can help with that?
I think QUATTROcare and really any handpiece maintenance system is important just for consistency's sake. I don't think that there are too many people who are still hand spraying and doing that in the office. So most offices now are automated, and I think the consistency part is the big deal. We want to make sure that the handpieces are cleaned, they're lubricated, and then most importantly, all of that dirt, debris, lubricant, and everything is purged from the handpiece. And just running it for a couple of seconds on a coupler to try to blow that lubricant out isn't going to get the job done. It's a good 30-second process under compressed air to blow all that out to get the handpiece ready to go into the sterilizer, and that's what's most important.
And what is it about an automated system that's so important in your mind?
I think the big thing is we put the handpieces in the machine, we can press a button, and we can walk away. And that's what's nice about the QUATTROcare. You've got 4 ports. So you could put 2 air-driven handpieces on there, you could put 2 slow speeds on there, press the button, and the machine will run. It'll do everything properly. It'll run through all 4 of those or however many handpieces you have in there, and you can walk away and do something else. There are systems out there that have 1 port, 2 ports, and you basically have to stand there and clean one, take it off, do another one. Or here, you might be doing other things, packaging cassettes, doing things like that in the sterilization area while your QUATTROcares are running. And then all you've got to do is just take the handpieces out, put them in sterilization bags, and they're ready to go in the sterilizer.
And I love that you say walk away because you can do other things, because that's one thing I hear from dental assistants all the time. They're overworked. They're trying to make sure they get everything done because the most important thing is they want to go home on time.
100%.
It's a big piece of that puzzle.
It is, and I think that, a lot of times the dental assistants are responsible for the handpieces, and whether it's fair or not, they get blamed if they aren't performing properly, if they're not working, if they need to be repaired maybe sooner than the doctor thinks they need to be repaired. So it's important to do the upfront work and make sure that they're maintained properly.
And let's talk about the importance of prolonging that life and just what that can mean, not only for the dental handpiece, but the costs in the practice as well.
Absolutely. I mean, handpieces are an investment. You can buy inexpensive handpieces, you can buy expensive handpieces, and they all perform differently. And so, we're talking about return on investment. If you buy good quality handpieces like KaVo makes, you can utilize them, you can repair them, you can continue to use them in the practice and get good value for your dollar. A lot of other handpieces that maybe aren't as good a quality, they don't last as long, and you're just replacing them over and over again. And I think that's the important difference. One other thing I'd like to point out is, the chuck is really important. And, not only are we cleaning and lubricating the inside of the handpiece, but QUATTROcare has a chuck cleaning component. We can spray some lubricant into the chuck. The chuck's what holds the burr. Everybody has seen a handpiece where there's a burr stuck in that handpiece. And that usually ends up just getting sent to our repair department and with a note that says help. So cleaning and lubricating that chuck, you're going to be able to maintain that chuck, make sure that grip strength is really good on those burrs so they don't fall out. And that's a really important piece to the handpiece maintenance puzzle.
And we're going to talk about handpiece repair in just a minute, but I want to stay on maintenance for right now. Because one of the things that I know is that dental assistants may not be in charge of which handpieces are purchased, but like you said, it's so often they're the ones that are handed these handpieces and said, make sure that they work, make sure that they're safe.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the sterilization pieces is a really important part. You've got to be able to maintain the handpieces. They've got to be sterilized properly. They've got to be ready for patient's use, and being able to turn them over quickly and have everything ready in the operatory for the next patient's super important.
What's the biggest thing you hear about QUATTROcare from dental assistants? Is it that ease of use and being able to walk away? Is there something else that you always hear that they really rave about?
I think it really is. And I think just having the multiple ports to be able to do multiple handpieces so they can walk away and do other things. But it's the consistency that it's knowing that the machine's going to run long enough, purge long enough to get all the cleaner, all the lubricant, all the debris out of there. We're going to eliminate rust. We're going to make sure that the handpieces are ready to go. And I'll make one other point too, that something we hear occasionally, not a lot, but handpieces don't go in an ultrasonic bath. So a lot of times, you bring your instruments in, you drop them in an ultrasonic. Handpieces don't go in an ultrasonic. Never submerge them in liquid in the operatory. They just need to be wiped down, get the gross debris off of the outside of the handpieces, bring them back to your sterilization area, run them through your QUATTROcare, and get them ready for the sterilizer. So it really should be as simple as that.
And this is where I'm going to remind the dental assistants who are listening to this, get the right information from the right people whenever it comes to infection control and prevention. Make sure that you're talking to your manufacturer reps, your dealer reps. Don't just look for that information on Facebook. I think it's really important you get it from the experts who are out there, like Mike, like those folks at KaVo that are out there, every day to help dental practices.
Yep, absolutely.
So I know as much as we maintain, as much as we make sure that things are good with the handpiece, there's going to be a repair.
And every handpiece needs it.
So let's talk a little bit about KaVo Care. What is that and why is it important?
So KaVo Care is a new portal that we've created so that you can send your handpieces direct to KaVo and have them repaired by KaVo technicians. And that's a big thing. There are a lot of different ways you can repair your handpieces. There are local people that come by in a van and they take them out to the van and they put a new turbine in it and off you go. There, you can give them to your dealer reps. You can send them to your dealers. There are some authorized KaVo repair facilities. I think the thing that we're concerned about with different outside of KaVo repairs is they're not using KaVo genuine parts. And we think that's a big deal. You've spent a lot of money on a good quality KaVo handpiece. It should have KaVo parts go back into it when it's time for a repair. And that's why we've set up this online portal. You can deal directly with KaVo and send your handpieces to us. And it's a real simple process. You can follow your handpieces through the process online, and generally repairs are done in about 72 hours.
And that was one of the things that I loved whenever I was reading up on KaVoCare is the fact that you can actually track everything. We know with everything from, Amazon to UPS, or we love to see where things are in the process and not be in the dark. And it sounds like that's exactly what you get here.
Exactly. There's upfront pricing. You know exactly what you're going to pay. You can send multiple hand pieces in. If you need packaging, you just request packaging. We'll send you a box to ship everything in. We pay shipping both ways. So it really is a quick and easy way to get your hand pieces repaired. I mean, we all know you hand some hand pieces to your dealer rep. They forget about them. They ride around in the trunk of their car for 3 weeks before they remember to send them in. And you're wondering why it took a month to get your hand pieces repaired. It happens. And so, the nice thing here, you send them to KaVo. We've got 6 technicians who have probably 150 years total experience between the 6 of them who are fixing these hand pieces. And they're repaired. They're tested back to factory standards. It's like you get a handpiece brand new back with a 1-year warranty on it when you work with us.
I want to emphasize something you just said, because I will tell you, I've had dental assistants who have told me that they've sent their hand pieces off for repair, handed them to their dealer rep, and then they get this panic whenever the doc says, where are they? It's like trying to track down a lab case that's supposed to be there and isn't, and
Exactly. And people don't, generally the office doesn't have a lot of extra hand pieces. You generally have just enough. And if you send 3 of your hand pieces, maybe 3 of your 12 high speeds in, now you're down to 9, you're short. You can't be without your hand pieces for a month. And if we can get them to you, turn them around and get them back to you quickly, that's good for the office. And the nice thing is we'll invoice through your dealer of choice. So you choose who you want to be billed through. We'll invoice through your dealer. We'll take care of the repairs directly with you, get the hand pieces back to you real quickly, and everything works well.
And it does sound like such an easy thing as far as you all pay for the shipping. The box can be there if needed. I mean, it sounds like it's kind of a one-stop shop for a solution here.
It really is. The new website's easy. You can go online, just KaVoCare.com, set up an account one time and put your shipping information and everything in. And then you just choose the hand pieces you want to be repaired, request a box if you need it, and off we go.
So let's be honest, not everybody listening to this podcast is going to have KaVo hand pieces in their operatory. We know that that's a fact of life. So what could you tell these dental assistants that maybe they could just kind of poke their doc to say, hey, whenever we change, we need to head to KaVo next time?
I think the big thing is just the quality. You're going to get a good quality handpiece that's going to last you a good long time. If you take care of it, you maintain it. It's like anything. It's like a car. It's like anything else. The maintenance piece is a really big deal, but time is money. And if you can cut faster, if you can take care of a procedure more quickly, if your handpieces from KaVo are quieter than others, we talk a lot about hearing issues in dentistry and things like that, both, for the patient experience and also for the doctor and staff in the practice.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to be said for purchasing good quality handpieces. And KaVo is a little bit more expensive, but we feel like it's worth it. There are a lot of doctors out there that feel like the experience they get with our handpieces and the patient outcomes are as good as any, and that's why I'd guide people to KaVo.
And again, we know the doctor often chooses the handpiece, but it's up to the assistant to do everything else around that.
Absolutely. I would emphasize automated maintenance. Don't hand spray handpieces. Make sure that you're using an automated machine. Use somebody's automated machine. If you're not using KaVo's handpieces and you're using somebody else's, use their machine. You can use QUATTROcare for every handpiece that's made. That's easy, but I would just really emphasize, for consistency's sake, use an automated system. Don't try to hand spray because it's just not going to work well for you.
So the good news is, dental assistants, we're going to put not only the link to QUATTROcare, but also KaVoCare in the show notes. It's going to be real easy for you to learn more, figure out how to bring these into your practice and make your day easier, because that's what we're all about.
Hey friends, I'm heading to Nashville this year to speak at Accelerate the Dental Revenue Workshop. This isn't just another event. It's packed with real strategies, real solutions, and the kind of insight that actually moves your practice forward. If you're ready to grow, lead, and finally make your systems work for you, grab your ticket. Use my code KevinH to save $150, and I'll see you in Music City.
And Mike, hey, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, great to see you.
Great to see you as well. And thanks to all of you who've listened to this episode, sponsored by KaVo. We so appreciate you listening, and we just want to bring you solutions that are going to help you have a better day in the practice and be able to do things a little easier as well. Till next time, it's Kevin Henry, founder of Dental Assistant Nation, signing off, and as always, wishing you nothing but success ahead.